Hey, what's up guys? This is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be taking a Darklord deck profile for the new Link format. Now, it's been a little while since I've actually taken a personal deck profile besides one with Richard, and I've been kind of playing around with different deck ideas, and this one actually doesn't need links for the new Link format. Now, that's not saying I don't like links, because I love links, but I wanted to make my Darklords because they're awesome, and they're a lot of fun, and they're very, very, very anti-meta, and they take over. They just take over. I took it to locals and against dinosaurs and zoo and all sorts of weird crap. I actually took third with this. And the reason I took third was because I lost one match with it against a True King Yang Zing Dino player, which actually ended up winning Worlds. But anyways, let's get into it. So first off, I am playing one copy of Morningstar. Morningstar actually saved my ass a couple of times in the tournament. He is really, really good in this deck because when he's normal summoned, you can special summon Darklords from your deck up to the number of effect monsters. I think it's effect monsters. Let's see. You can't special summon Darklords, or you cannot special summon this card. If this card should be summoning, you can special summon Darklords from your deck. Yeah, effect monsters. But the really cool thing about him is that he just swarms the board, because if you tribute 2, you're going to get the payoff back off of him. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize with Morningstar, is you will get the payoff back as long as your opponent has the correct amount of monsters. And with a couple of cards in my deck, I'm actually making him really alive. He also has a life point gain effect by milling cards off the top of your deck equal to the number of Darklords you control, but usually you don't go off with that effect all that much. Then we play the draw engine of the deck, and that is 3 copies of Darklord Shell, my favorite, and my Yugioh Bay. I know, I'm saying Bay in 2017, but she is absolutely gorgeous, and actually my screensaver on my, or not my screensaver, my wallpaper on my computer, but that side note. Her effect is that you can discard her and another Darklord card, which can be one of the spells or traps, or another Darklord monster, send them to the graveyard, then draw 2 cards. But she has a really, really neat effect that all the Darklords that I'm going to show you after a shell, including a shell all the way until I say not this one, have a special effect that you can pay 1,000 life points to target a Darklord card in your graveyard that is a spell or trap, spin it back to the deck, and then apply that effect as this effect, which is really, really nice because it recycles your spells and traps. Then we play one copy of Tez. Tez is really nice because you can discard him if your Darklord card or cards is going to be destroyed. So he's kind of like a prevention from being destroyed. Then we play the one that special summons himself out a lot. And a lot of people debate if they want to play 2 or 3 copies of Darklord Nazden. I like 3 because of a couple of cards that I play in this deck that are going to be my little secret techs that help out with the speed of this deck. But Nazden's effect is that you can discard 2 other Darklord cards to special summon him from your hand. And Tez and Nazden both have the effect that a shell has, where you can pay 1,000 life points, spin a spell or trap back to the deck, and then apply that effect. And you don't have to pay the cost of the effect, which is really, really nice. Then I play one copy of Amadis. Amadis is just kind of there because he's a Darklord and he's a name. He does come in handy sometimes when you want to just normal summon one, or you just need one really quick for a name or something like that that is a Darklord. Because I don't like playing 2 Tez, but he actually comes in handy sometimes because I'll put him in defense mode or something like that, and since he has 2,800 defense, he can come in quite handy. Now that's all the Darklords. These 4 are the ones that have that special effect of pay 1,000, then spin a spell or trap back to the deck, and then apply the effect. Now getting to the other Darklords, we play 3 copies of Superbia, which is basically the monster reborn of the deck and the card that you want to send to graveyard with a shell. Because when he special summons from the graveyard, you can target a fairy monster in the graveyard except Superbia and special summon that target. So if you discard Superbia in a shell and then activate something like Contact or something like that, you can actually bring him back off of the effect and then bring back the shell and then apply the effect of the Contact again to bring back another Darklord, and this is not once per turn. So if you have multiple copies of Superbia in the grave, you can activate him multiple times per turn, which can bring you into some cool XZ plays. I really, really like Superbia. He's what makes the deck work. And we're not playing Raigeki in the deck, but we are playing something a little better, and that's in the form of Darklord Zerato. And I want to say, again, last deck profile I said it, and this one I'll say it again. Thank you, Cody, for trading me this. It is awesome and beautiful. I love this secret rare Zerato. He is great. He's won me many duels. But Zerato's effect is that if there are 4 or more dark monsters with different names, that's why I play the Omnibus, in your graveyard, you can tribute summon him by just tributing 1 dark monster, which is cool. Then you can send a dark monster from your hand to the grave to destroy all monsters your opponent controls. If you activate that effect, however, destroy this card during the end phase, which is really crap, but at the same time, you have a lot of cards that recycle your Darklord, so it really doesn't matter. Then we play 1 copy of Darklord Ukabak. Basically, he's a foolish burial for Darklords. That's why you just play 1 of him, and again, he's kind of just the name. Then people are going to disagree with me on this, but don't diss me till you see what else I'm playing. I play 3 Christia. Christia is just the nuts, especially in this new Ling format, because it's going to prevent your opponent from doing a lot of shit. Like, that's the only way that I'm going to be able to put this, is it's going to prevent your opponent from doing a lot of shit. Because you can special summon out if you have exactly 4 fairies in the grave, which is easy to control, because like if you discard a shell plus Superbia, and then you discard 2 off of Naston, you're already there into the Christia. You special summon the Christia, and then there's no special summoning, and you have huge monsters, like 3K, 25, 28, 26, 18, 29, 28, 28. They're huge, big angels. But they're crazy good. But the other thing is that if you special summon it by this effect, you can target 1 fairy monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand, so it makes it a recycling thing too. Then I play 3 copies of Vanity's Fiend. Now, there is a big reason why I play Vanity's Fiend. Vanity's Fiend, he's easy to tribute summon out in this deck, and the amount of special summoning this deck actually performs is just nuts. So it makes it very easy to play the Vanity's Fiends and the Archlord Christias in the deck and not clog, because I want to open up either a Christia or a Fiend. And so it makes it easy. Now, the next 2 cards are my secret tech, okay, that make the deck consistent. Okay, so I want you guys to guess. It is a monster, and I bet you guys are probably not going to get it, but let's see. Now, I'm going to reveal it in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, it is 2 copies of this card. I don't want to mispronounce it. I think it's Heraclaints, I don't know. Anyways, but you play 2 copies of it because I play Valhalla, which Valhalla actually makes the deck work because they're all fairy monsters except for Vanity's Fiend. And what you do is you play the Valhallas, which is the only card in this deck that is not a hollow, which I just ordered 3 secrets, but you play this to discard it to add your Valhallas to your hand. And Valhalla's effect states that once per turn, if you control no fairy monsters, or if you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 fairy. So if you open this, you can special summon any fairy, including Christia, or any of the other ones, and tribute it off to summon Vanity's Fiend, and it locks your opponent down. And it works. It really works. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, no, that's really slow, that's really bad. Don't diss it. Try it first, then tell me if you don't like it. I really like that engine. It helped me and saved my butt so many times, and it's just fun. It just works. But that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. Now, we'll go through the spells, and we don't play very many traps in the deck anyways, so we can go through that pretty quick. And we play a lot of duplicates. So we're playing 3 Valhalla, and we've kind of already covered what Valhalla Hall the Fallen does. You guys kind of already know what Allure of Darkness does. You know, draw 2 cards, banish dark from your hand. 3 copies of Darklord Banishment. Now, this is one of the Darklord cards that you can spin back to your deck with a Shell, Naston, Tez, and Amadeus as effect. When it's spin back, or when you activate it, you can add a Darklord card, any Darklord card from your deck to your hand, including the spells and traps, which is nuts. It doesn't just search monsters, it searches everything, which is awesome. So you got to play this at 3. It's crazy good. Then we play 3 copies of Darklord Contact. Darklord Contact is the card that you want to bring Superbia back with because it special summons any Darklord from your graveyard in defense position. So it brings back your Superbia in defense, then you can bring back your Shell in defense in attack. And then if you've got a Shell on the field, you can activate this again later in the game to bring back your next Superbia and next a Shell. Send your, overlay your 2 Shell, or not a Shell, Superbias into Hope Harboring. And then your 2 Shells become 2 5K beaters, and it makes it into 8k damage right there. Because 25 plus 25 and then 3k is 8k, which is awesome damage. So pretty much it's a Monster Reborn. Then we play 3 copies of Trade-In. Trade-In is because we play so many level 8s in the deck with the Christias and the Zerados and the Superbias and stuff like that. I think I play 7 targets for this, so it's really easy to go off with this. But that's it for the spells. Let's get into the traps. See, wasn't that many. So let's get into the traps. You play a crap load of spells, but you do need them. But you only play 3 traps. And that's Eradicator, Epidemic Virus. I cannot tell you how many people I locked down with this. Like, I murdered with this at the tournament at local. I mean, it was just locals, but still, it was a lot of fun. And I did play a lot of meta decks with this. Then 1 Darklord Rebellion. Rebellion is you send a Darklord monster from your hand or face up on your field to the grave. Destroy 1 card on the field. Any card on the field. And if you spin it back, you don't have to pay the cost, which is nice. Then Darklord Enchantment. Enchantment's really good. You send a Darklord monster from your hand or face up on your field to the grave, and then you take control of any monster your opponent controls. So if they're playing anything that has from all the way from 7s to 8s to 10s, you can steal them and then overlay with them or do anything you really want with. So that's what we're playing for the traps. And then getting into the extra deck, it's pretty quick, pretty self-explanatory. You want to play a bunch of high-rank stuff. You're going to play the Spider Engine, which a lot of you guys have been requesting me go over it, which is Ravenous Tarantula. Then you rank up into Pain Gainer, which is number 84 Pain Gainer. And then number 77, the 7 Sins, which is a 4k beater. So you do 2 shells into this, and then go into this, and then go into this like a Utopia the Lightning Engine. Then we play 1 copy of Super Dora because it's 3200 and you can make it with 2 shells. Rail Cannon Gustav Max, just in case you didn't kill them off with all the Dark Lords you summoned. The Galaxy Eyes engine, which is Full Armor Photon and number 107. You can actually take this out for Cypher Dragon if you want to, but I just like negating crap, and I had a Ghost Rare, and you know how I am about ghosts. 1 Zombie Stein, because making a 45 whooping stick is just the shit. Hope Harboring, the card that I probably go into the most, and is probably my MVP of the entire deck. 2 Superbias plus this is just nuts. And 2 Superbias that are in defense mode that can't be switched to attack mode. Don't even talk about it. You need this. Heliopolis comes in more handy than you think it does with dinosaurs popping their crap. Like Lost World and their damn Quaking Mirror Forces and stuff like that are face down. And you can discard them, your Dark Lords, and then they're not dead because you've got contact, so it doesn't matter. Or tribute them, excuse me. Divine Dragon Felgran. Felgran is awesome because he just protects himself or protects another monster. 22 Lancelot, beating him in the face for 2k and then popping spells and traps and monsters and stuff like that. He's just dumb. 1 Red Eyes, because burning them for 5k every single time. I actually beat a Lightsworn player with this. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that duel. Because, like, I summoned this and I was like, well, what are you going to do now? Because you can't activate but, like, 4 effects. And I counted it to him and I was like, you know, you get 2k, go ahead, burn yourself to death. And he did. He burned himself to death. It was funny as hell. We all had a laugh. 1 Dracosack and Big Eye because they're the generic rank 7s. But that's it, guys. That's it for the deck. Take a quick look. I'm not going to post deck lists down below. I know you guys request it all the time. I'm not going to do it. This is the deck list, so stop the video and watch it. But anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to join DarkArmedAlliance, and I'll see you guys around. Hope you enjoy playing Darklords just as much as I do.